This live. So if you're here, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm in the booth right now. Um, and I'll be honest with you, this live is not going to be the most positive one. It's not. It's not. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you guys about everything. And as to why I push so much about, you know, self sufficiency, but more importantly, just being able to generate your own money uh, while having a job or just building up a business in general or just securing your family in some way, shape, or form and making you aware so you can actually make the moves you need to be prepared for what's inevitably going to happen in America. So I'm going to wait till people pile up in the room and let me know where you're from. Let me know what city, what state you're from, what country you're from, because YouTube likes to push out my content to everybody. So I'm gonna give you guys a second to pile on up in the room, up in the room, up in the room, up in the room. I'm looking very glossy right now. So I'll give you guys a second and give you guys a second, and then I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna get right into it. Okay. Now, America's kind of over. I don't really know how else to say it right now. And a lot of people and a lot of you will be in denial for a few reasons why. One, most people don't really study history, they don't know history. Number two is that, you've got so used to your bubble or so used to everything that you're doing. You have an iPhone, you have an Android phone, you have your little routine, you got entertainment, so you don't really see the writing on the wall, what's going on. So let me just get into why America is basically over. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be, honest with you guys. America is basically on its way down the toilet. I think everybody feels it, but most people are going to be in denial. So I'm going to talk about why. Okay. So the CBO, you can go look this up for yourself. Every video I tell you, go do your own research. You could do that on your own. So basically, what's happening right now is we're at a point of no return. We're in so much debt that we can never get out of it. And if you know how America works, it's not we don't just owe other countries, we owe institutions, the Federal Reserve, we owe a lot of people money, and that debt is getting higher and higher. So, for instance, we've only earned $4.6 trillion in the past year, but we spent 6.8 trillion, and that number is only going to get higher, and I'm not even talking about the interest rates. And, so basically, let me give you kind of a breakdown. So, $7 billion of our tax dollars, basically went to other countries. So, guess what? You're probably at work watching this at work, or whatever you're doing, where you're probably paying some sort of taxes on the income. And guess what? Probably like one day of your work that you work for free is going to other countries, is going to actually, to the bank. Because obviously, I don't know if you guys know, excuse me, there was like 100 billion the 100 billion goes to student loan forgiveness. So if you guys actually were responsible, didn't take out no crazy student loans, then, guess what? You still got to pay for other people's mistakes. That's $100 billion going into student loan forgiveness. Now you have $70 billion going into bailing out the banks. Guess what? You get to work right now. You're probably at work or doing something that you're a tax paying citizen right now. And you're working for probably like a day and a half for free. And guess what? That money they take out, it goes to bail out the banks. The same banks that sold you out. Now, I know you're probably wondering, like, how did the banks sell you out? So, for instance, I don't know if you know, there's these programs to where illegal immigrants can get money to buy houses in America. They don't need you guys anymore. And they're actually setting them up with credit reports. That's a whole nother subject. I won't get into that right now. And also, you got to understand there's billions of dollars that you're working for that's going to Ukraine, it's going to Israel, it's going to, to fund wars so they can do long call options and make more money off of you guys. So basically, these guys are double dipping. And it's basically reached the point where, like, you know what, whatever, we don't care what happens to the American citizen. You guys are done. So basically, you get to work to pay for shit that you don't even see any benefit from. And you know what's even crazy? Because tax dollars are supposed to go for infrastructure, it's supposed to go to programs, it's supposed to go to really the betterment of the American citizen. It's supposed to go to finance these, our old infrastructure. I don't know if you guys have been to Asia or certain countries in Asia. I have. And what I will say is that their infrastructure is way ahead of the curve. If you go to the Middle East, their infrastructure is way ahead of the curve. They actually take the time to focus on putting money into infrastructure and making it more efficient, 2024 standard, which doesn't happen here. I mean, you had a bridge in Baltimore that got collapsed. This could have been presented. I mean, obviously, a ship ran into it, but you still have bridges falling apart to this day. Look at the subway in New York City. It hasn't been refurbished in over 100 years. And guess what? All your money that goes to make the betterment of you, the American citizen, it goes to other countries. It goes to the banks. It goes to pay off student loan forgiveness. It goes to nobody but you. So guess what? You get to work for free. And if you live in like the state of New York or California, a third of your money, if you're a W-2 wage employee, goes to somebody else. So guess what? You work for free. You work for somebody else. You work for the banks. You work for Ukraine, Israel. You work for the big banks, bailing them out because the banks, they need to get bailed out. Um, yeah, this is really bad. And the other thing about this, a lot of people aren't paying attention to. And let me know where you're from. Drop a comment. Let me know what city, state, or country you're from. What Another thing most people don't know is that the problem here is George Bush, the son. He actually he actually printed more money. He actually printed more money, which further put us into more debt. But guess what? Obama outdid him. He outdid him. And guess what? Biden outdid him too. So now we have this mountain of debt that we can never get out of, and eventually, it's going to pop. This is a bubble that it's I don't know how to say this. It's non-sustainable. It's not sustainable. Yes, the dollar is strong right now. What I'm talking about is inevitably, if you look thinking about 20, 30, 40 years tops, America is not going to be the same America. And that's just the fact of the matter. I don't know what else to tell you. We're in so much debt, we can never get out of it. We can never get out of it. We cannot pay our way out of it. We cannot, we can't spend our way out of it. It's amazing that the people that actually are in control of this and run the country have the audacity to give you credit reports when they can't even financially run their country. How does that make sense? So, what I'm making this video for is to tell you to really prepare. And I'm gonna give you some ways that you can prepare and some things that I'm actually doing because I hate to say I see more people hopped on the live. America is basically over. We're in so much debt where we can't spend our way out of it. We owe the Federal Reserve, we owe other countries. It's over. America's over. And when I mean over, it's just like we still have probably like about a 10, 20 year runway period before you see the effects of what's going on. So, I've already talked about why we're in this. And like I said, I'll leave some links below once this live is over, just for fact, so you can fact check it yourself. It's not some doom and gloom. It's actually true. We're in so much debt we can never get out of it. So, what are some things you can do? Number one, and these are practical things, you need to make more money. And I always say this on this channel, you need to raise your income. I don't care if you have a job, you need to start a side income. I don't care if you have a business, you need to figure out how you can actually double, triple that, or get into something else. Number two is you need to get some sort of hard asset. The reason why is you want security. You need home, food, shelter is the most important. Shelter, food, and clothing are the most important three things you need. Needs. When all else fails, you need the needs. So you need shelter. One of the things I suggest is get some sort of real estate or property. Yes, real. Okay, I'm back. I'm back now. Okay, can you guys see me? All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. Sorry about that. Somebody was calling on my phone. Okay, so number two is you need to get some sort of hard asset. And what I suggest is some sort of real estate. Yes, home prices are high. That's why on this channel I talk about wholesale and auction properties. So one, you can actually make money part-time, make a full-time income from anywhere in the world. You can do this. You can do this right online. And also too is once you're actually wholesaling those, making some money, you actually can put yourself in position to buy some of these discounted properties. And you got to understand, from 2021 to 2023, so many people bought homes they couldn't afford, and now you're seeing foreclosures go up, pre-foreclosures go up. This is a perfect time to get in on auction properties right now to make some money, but also be able to secure some property that you need, just in case. Just in case. I mean, even if it's in the middle of nowhere, at least you that's where you want to be. You don't want to be in a major metropolitan area like I am right now. You don't want to do that. Okay, so number three, you need to buy prepared food, stored food. You need stored food. You need stored food. Emergency food, like you need freeze dried food, like whether it's MREs, whether it's like the 3 month or 6 month or 1 year supply. You guys need that. I know this is a little off kilter of what my usual videos are, but I'm telling you how to be prepared. So you need some freeze dried food, you need stored food, at least like minimum like a year supply, and also clean water also too. These are things you need to do is to prepare. You need to prepare for your needs. Okay. And number four, number four is you need to learn about alternate coins. And a lot of people are like, they have a bad rap about Bitcoin, especially the thing about what Sam Bankman Fried. But if you actually understand what that system and also how alternate coins work or digital currency works, I mean, honestly, a fool could have told you that he was going to tank that company. I mean, if you understand business in general, you understand Carvana is not even in the business of actually selling cars or renting cars. They're not. They create companies to pump and dump stocks and cash out. But maybe I'll make another video about that because most people don't understand how that works. It's a very high level thing. I don't know if I'm gonna actually put that on YouTube because I think that's a little too much information for most people, but if you let me know. So you need to actually really, really, really do these things. So number one, make more money, start a side business, start a side business, or increase your income, increase your skill sets. Number two, you need to get some sort of real estate, even if it's auction properties, which we can show you how to do that here. You need to get some sort of extra real estate because you need shelter. Number three, you need to get some food. And when I mean food is stored food, food that lasts for years. You can go to, it's a few different sites you can go to, at least get a minimum year supply. And also clean water also too. And number four, can't remember what number four was. You can rewind this video, but these are things you need to actually do to prepare yourself. Oh, alternate coins. You need to study like Bitcoin, Litecoin, all these other alternate coins before you hop into it. Actually study it. Do the research yourself because you got to understand that the dollar eventually, not now, it's as strong as it ever is right now. You should take advantage of it. Like even like later this year, I'm gonna be going to Japan because the Japanese yen is at one of its lowest it's ever been. And so you should take advantage of, the currency exchange rate of the dollar right now, traveling right now. Another solution for you, if you guys want to leave America, I made a video about that, is that you look for the best ROI. There are countries out there where you can live a better quality of life for probably like a third or quarter of what you're paying right now. And as somebody who's an avid traveler, like I visit a lot of places. I've been outside the country many, many times. I've visited, I think, 19, 20 countries now. So you can also look at these as other alternatives to America. I suggest if this is your home, like it's my home, you should definitely stay here and have something here. But you always got to look at the ROI because at some point, most Americans are going to be priced out of these major cities, East Coast, West Coast, where I'm at on the East Coast. They're not going to be able to afford it. So most people are going to move either inland, which is more so the Midwest. You're talking about like Mississippi. I'm talking about Louisiana, like these states that are really like poverty stricken states from an income standpoint. People are going to be forced to move there because they can't afford to live in places like South Florida, where I'm at, or like New York, where people are at, or the East Coast, or definitely California, which has priced out a lot of people. So these are alternative routes. Like most people are going to really have to think about if they don't do the four things I said before. So just understand, uh, the government doesn't give a shit about you. The bank sold you out. If you're a W-2 wage employee, most of your taxes go to other countries. It goes to bail out big banks that won't give you a loan. They won't give you a loan. They'll give your kids a student loan, or if you're like a teenager, they'll give you a loan to for student loans to put you in debt. But the banks that you bail out with your hard-earned money. So if you're working today, and tomorrow's 4th of July, it's a very patriotic day for America. Guess what? That holiday pay goes to the banks. That holiday pay goes to Ukraine. It goes to Israel. It goes to bail out them, and you can't even get a damn loan from them. So, like I said, like I always say on this channel, look out for yourself, look out for your family. I hope this video helps, and I'm gonna drop all these the data points and all the research that I did for this video in the description. And if you want to learn how to wholesale auction properties, you can schedule a call with me at the call below. But understand, it's 2024. Look out for yourself. America's pretty much over. And when I mean over, I'm not like talking about next year or whatever, but we have about probably like a 20, 30 year runway. But the way things are looking, things are speeding up fast. All right, so like, comment, share, subscribe.